Hello, good evening. This is Jeffrey Zambo to present Camnet Television News today, the 31st of January 2024. The top stories in the news tonight. Former President Edgar Lungu says his 2026 presidential run will depend on public demand. Court slaps Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI a 20,000 kwacha fine for assaulting a police officer. Fuel pump prices surge amid high cost of living. In international news, wildfires force evacuations of South African coastal towns. And in sports news, defeat against South Africa ends Morocco's AFCON hopes in round of 16. These are more stories coming up shortly after this break.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Daren B. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 04 9213. Daren B, a touch of class.
And now come the television main news in detail. The Energy Regulation Board, ERB, has adjusted the fuel pump prices for February 2024, citing the depreciation of the kwacha as a reason behind the increase in wholesale pump prices for petroleum products, excluding kerosene. The price of petroleum products has been adjusted upwards, with petrol having an upward adjustment of 34 kwacha 19 ingwe per litre from 29 kwacha 98 per litre, while diesel has been adjusted from 29 kwacha 96 ingwe per litre to 32 kwacha 15 ingwe per litre. Meanwhile, bus drivers in Lusaka have expressed concern, saying the increment will negatively affect their business. In an interview with Camnet News, Francis Tembo, a bus driver at Kulima Tower, a bus station, says the increase will affect drivers' income as more money will be spent on fuel. More in this report.
In 2010, the fuel pump price was at 6 kwacha 17 ngwe, and in 2021, the fuel pump price was 17 kwacha 62 ngwe per litre. As of January 30th, 2024, the fuel pump price was at 29 kwacha 0.98 ingwe per litre. In the last 4 months, the country has had constant fuel prices due to the use of the Strategic Reserve Fund that was being used by the Energy Regulation Board, and according to ERB, the fund has since depleted, and as of January 23rd, ERB revealed that prices will now be determined on international prices. In anticipation of a possible fuel price increment, bus drivers spoken to by this journalist said any increment towards the fuel pump price will affect how much income they make.
My salary is near then fuel and magula, we find that it sends a 900. 900, that means Uzambo sends a 1.5. 1.5, Kakokumbuka na kasi, Masala is Nyango. So, our feeling is maybe increment of fuel can go 1 kwacha, or 2 kwacha, and 5 kwacha anti-vera, to affect us a lot.
Ian Chua says bus drivers in Kulima Tower bus station will not increase the bus fare charges immediately.
So it's once the increase the prices in a business, I'm sure my passengers was able to pay na many ways of paying the price. So stop up the government at least stop increase can drama can go change. So that I say to no go pay me la my passenger will be pay la bakazola go pay me la. We have to manage to check government.
However, Commuters' Rights Association President Aaron Kamuti has called on bus drivers to wait for a consultative meeting between stakeholders over fare charge prices.
Just want to appeal to the operators not to rush in to adjust the bus fares. We need to have a consultative meeting so every one of us could participate and see to it that we benefit to the increment. It's a win-win situation. No one is a winner. Every one of us, we need to get what we're supposed to get. It has nothing like we are happy with the increment, but honestly, it has to come. But we also want to take it upon ourselves and appeal to the commuters to come. Don't rush in, and also be on a lookout. You don't pay what is not there and demand for a fair charge. As for now, the bus fares are still the same. Until such a time when the consultative meeting is called by RATSA, we sit and see how we can pick it from there.
Meanwhile, the Energy Regulation Board has adjusted the fuel pump price for the month of February 2024. In a press statement, ERB says the depreciation of the kwacha has resulted in the increase of the wholesale pump price of petroleum products, with the exception of kerosene. Petrol has been adjusted to 34 kwacha 0.19 ingwe per litre from 29 kwacha 0.98 ingwe per litre, and diesel has since increased from 29 kwacha 0.96 ingwe per litre to 32 kwacha 0.15 ingwe respectively. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The ACTA Monga Foundation has restated its primary goal of promoting the economic autonomy of Zambians. The foundation's founder, ACTA Monga, affirmed his foundation's dedication to enhancing the well-being of Kalomo residents and donated 100,000 kwacha to empower local youths through sports, aiming to bring about positive change within the community. Mr. Maunga expressed these sentiments during a courtesy visit to Chief Siachi Tema in Kalonda Ward, Kalomo District, Southern Province. More in this report.
In an effort to connect with the grassroots and contribute to the well-being of the community, the ACTA Monga Foundation has extended its support to Chief Siachi Tema in Kalonda Ward, Kalomo District in Southern Province. The foundation visited the royal palace of Chief Siachi Tema, where they were warmly welcomed by the traditional leader. The purpose of this visit was to gain a deep understanding of the challenges facing the chiefdom and to explore ways of providing support. To translate their commitment into action, the Monga Foundation generously donated 100,000 kwacha toward youth empowerment through a sports initiative. These substantial contributions aim to not only address immediate needs, but also foster long-term positive change within the community.
The second thing is the water issue. As you can see around there, there's no proper safe drinking water. Imagine if this is lacking at the chief, what more in the villages? So one of our objectives is to make sure that we lobby for the provision of safe drinking water to these chiefdoms. The fourth issue why we are here is to look at what can be done to that youth. You know, our government was ushered in mainly with the youths, but as the rural youths have been left out in some of these programs. So we are here to identify such kind of projects through entertainment, through football, through music.
Kalonda Ward community expressed gratitude for the foundation's support. Local residents are optimistic about the positive impact the initiative will have on the lives of the youths and the chiefdom as a whole.
I'm the coach. Mabasa ichanira tukwasha mukutibana ila bachita prevent kuzwa mukwambana kukwatwa mu early marriages kumita. So most of the times twinka ku ground after lunch twinka mu kutrainer. So ingabana chita tukaba inke mu meeting na basankwa makoko it's not there. At least it's helping us. How we wish it could continue.
Like mbuli magenza akauma watu pamali. Then mara atwa ikwasha. Mbuli mugula we help ourselves.
Some of us, it has sponsored us, like at school, you know, it's sponsoring us. We are able now to take ourselves to school through the small empowerments that we are given by the foundation.
This compassionate gesture reflects Monga's foundation's commitment to making a lasting impact on the lives of those in need. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Advocacy for Child Justice, ACJ, has expressed concern over the continued cases of child abuse and cruel treatment. ACJ Communications Officer David Likando says the recurrence of such vices underscores the urgent need for stakeholders to ensure that such vices are curbed through sensitizing the public on the Children's Code Act. In recent days, Camnet TV has aired stories of child abuse and cruel treatment, one from Baoleni compound and the other from Lusaka's John Howard compound. More in this report.
In recent days, Camnet TV has one from Baoleni compound and the other from Lusaka's John Howard compound. As though that was not enough, a disturbing video from Umkoshi district has emerged. These incidents of child abuse have displeased the Advocacy for Child Justice, ACJ.
We wish to express our deepest concern and our sadness on the recent incident involving the alleged beating of an 11-year-old by his father, using a copper wire. This is very unfortunate, and with the existence of the new law, the Children's Code Act, it is very disheartening to learn that we still have such cases actually, persisting and going on in our communities. Section 23, subsection 1 of the Children's Code Act clearly and explicitly prohibits subjecting a child to, cruel treatment, punishment, or torture. And
ACJ Communications Officer David Likando says the recurrence of such vices underscores the urgent need for stakeholders to ensure that such vices are kept through sensitizing the public on the Children's Code Act.
The occurrence of such incidents actually underscores the urgent need for various stakeholders, including civil society organizations as well as government departments that are in charge of safeguarding the rights of children, to actually come together to ensure that such cases do not actually go ahead. There is crucial need to raise awareness on the Children's Code Act and ensure that there is complete enforcement, that guarantees child protection. We also urge the community to also be able to, report such cases to the relevant authorities. We wish to applaud the Zambia police for moving in swiftly to ensure that the perpetrator is brought to book, and we are aware that and hopeful that this will serve as a deterrent for perpetrators that will be found wanting in committing such similar offences.
Zambia has made a commitment to end all forms of violence against children through the enactment of the Children's Code Act. However, one would wonder why such vices have persisted. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Former President Edgar Lungu says he will only stand as a presidential candidate in the 2026 general elections if the general public insists that he continues from where he left. Speaking at a joint opposition political parties press briefing in Lusaka Wednesday morning, Mr. Lungu says at the moment he cannot impose himself on the people as he believes in democracy. Meanwhile, 8 opposition political parties, among them the Patriotic Front, Citizens First, New Heritage Party and the National Democratic Congress, have accused government of having ignored calls by various stakeholders on the need to hold the national economic indaba. Details in the following report.
Amidst economic hardships facing the country, 8 opposition political parties met in Lusaka to hold a joint press briefing. Former President Edgar Lungu was among the attendees and took time to clarify on his intentions of contesting the 2026 general elections. Mr. Lungu stated that he will only stand as the presidential candidate in 2026 if the membership insists that he continues from where he left.
I came back in PF to make sure that there is order in PF, there is democracy in PF. And I promise that PF will be put on the rails again. And that's what I'm doing. And I hope that as we go, probably we find a leader in PF. And if people say continue, who can now? That's the same one. But if they say no, step down, I think let's go for the conference and choose a new leader, I'll go. And I'll support one of them, whoever we made, we made.
Mr. Lungu also highlighted some of the failures under the United Party for National Development UPND government.
We in PF, we're not the best, but we are far much better, head and shoulder above these guys. And that's a fact. For cholera, the program of action for cholera fight was in place, but the man came and fixed it. We are now in situ. We who know better, UPND are now in situ to sort out this problem. I am telling you that cholera was being fixed. But when the man came, he fixed the fight against cholera.
Meanwhile, 8 opposition political parties, among them Patriotic Front, Citizens First, New Heritage Party and the National Democratic Congress, have accused government of having ignored calls by various stakeholders on the need to hold a national economic indaba. In a speech signed by 7 political leaders and read by United Liberal Party President Sakiwa Skota, the opposition says it would be important if the ruling party adhered to those calls, as the country is currently experiencing a huge economic challenge which has seen many languishing in destitution.
People have been calling upon the government to call an indaba in view of the dire economic situation we find ourselves in. Government has not responded to this call.
In attendance were Citizens First Party President Harry Kalabam, Sabo Imboera of the National Democratic Congress, Golden Part of Zambia President Jackson Silavwe, and Chalagateka of the New Heritage Party, among others.
But this country is not for one political party or one political or one individual. It is for all of us. And because it is for all of us, we'll make sure that we defend our political space where we can speak freely without let or hindrance.
My word to the civil society organizations, begin to speak again. Speak on behalf of the very people that you said you are speaking for.
Yes. One of the reasons why we're failing, even today, is that we have one person thinking. Even the ministers now, they're in a cabinet meeting, they can't talk. Yes. Just one person is talking, you know. So you can't run a country like that.
The time has come for every Zambian to start thinking about their space and start saying, how best can we resolve this problem?
Economic freedom fighters leader Kasonde Mwenda joined the presser, even having not signed the statement.
It doesn't matter whether my uncle is the one in the State House. But if he's not representing the vision of where Zambia can be, then they should be part of this group of people that are hopeful that if we unite and work together, we'll get somewhere.
Among the notable names in attendance were PF faction senior officials in Rafona Kachinda, Given Lubinda and George Sangam. Others are Nixon Chilangwa, legendary comedian Thomas Palo and governance activist Brena Changala. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, government has insisted that the opposition should accurately reflect the views of Zambian citizens, emphasizing the importance of honesty and factual representation. Reacting to the joint opposition press briefing, Information and Media Minister Cornelius labeled the opposition leaders as the axis of evil.
We are not asking Patriotic Front to fix the problems of this country. We are referring to the decisions that Patriotic Front made while in office that have led us to where we are here. The cost of living which they are talking about, can they pinpoint one thing, one policy measure that this administration has put in place leading to where we are? None. They are talking about President HH traveling. And President Lungu is saying, HH was saying, I used to travel a lot. We never complained about the number of travels of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu as a matter of travel. We complained about the value that was not coming from his travels, whatever the number he traveled. To talk about debt restructuring and alleged failure to attain debt restructuring by the new donor administration, without making mention by any one of them that the debt they are talking about, they were the architects, that the chief perpetrator, the chief architect of Zambia's crippling and unsustainable debt situation is President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, former President of the Republic of Zambia.
The Albinism Foundation of Zambia, AFZ, has called for inclusivity in the administration of health services by the National Health Insurance Scheme towards persons with disabilities. Speaking during the launch of the NEMA Disability Assessment Report Wednesday, Foundation Executive Director Bidon Chandipo explains that persons with disabilities are not included in most services the scheme provides, such as the provision of cancer or sunscreen medicines. Meanwhile, Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID Director General Dr. Frankson Musukwa says providing services to all without segregation should be priority. Details in this report.
Living with albinism in Zambia presents a complex of challenges and triumphs. This is because of beliefs surrounding albinism which fuel discrimination, and some associating the condition with supernatural powers, leading to social stigma. This, however, can limit access to education, employment opportunities, and even health care. Children with albinism are often bullied and teased, a situation that impacts their self-esteem and educational outcomes. The lack of melanin pigment makes individuals with albinism highly prone to sunburn and skin cancer. With access to sunscreen, protective clothing, and proper health care remaining a challenge, especially in rural areas. In a bid to ensure inclusiveness in national health coverage, the Albinism Foundation of Zambia has called on the health insurance scheme to consider persons with disabilities as part of their services the scheme offers. Speaking during the launch of the NEMA Disability Assessment Report Wednesday, Foundation Executive Director Bidon Chandipo disclosed that the current policy of the health scheme does not care for persons with disabilities, leading to an escalated number of preventable deaths due to the lack of health coverage, especially for cancer.
We know that the issue of the skin cancer, it's a very big issue in the albinism community. So that's the gap which we identified NEMA doesn't provide. Then the other gap, I must say that NEMA in its services, it's really not prioritizing persons with disabilities. So like in their way of doing things, in their services, in their operations, NEMA doesn't, it's not inclusive to persons with disabilities in terms of the way they disseminate the information, the accessibility of their information. It's not inclusive to persons with disabilities. their materials, like communication materials, are not provided in all forms which can accommodate different forms of disabilities.
Meanwhile, Zambia Agents for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID Director General Dr. Frankson Musukwa has called for the need to prioritize the medical needs of persons with disabilities because it is a human right.
Through provision of hearing aids, prosthetic limbs and crutches, but does not cover other assistive devices for persons with disabilities such as cancer treatment, eye surgeries, and provision of sunscreen, among others. We are hopeful that the assistance will be extended to other areas of need so as to ensure that all persons with disabilities are covered as a new Dawn government endeavors to provide universal health coverage.
After the launch of the report, a piece of advocacy through music took the stage. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Lusaka resident magistrate Aida Piri has handed a 20,000 kwacha fine to opposition Economic and Equity Party President CHILUFYA TAYALI for assaulting a police officer in default, 9 months imprisonment. In this matter, the opposition leader was facing 1 count of assault on a police officer, contrary to Section 250 Cap B of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. Details in this report.
Outspoken opposition Economic and Equity Party President CHILUFYA TAYALI has been slapped with a 20,000 kwacha fine for assaulting a police officer or facing a custodial sentence of 9 months. Delivering judgment Wednesday, Lusaka resident magistrate Aida Piri ruled that all the ingredients had been proved and that the accused assaulted Melod Malama, a police officer at Chilenja police station, and found the opposition leader guilty of the offense. During trial, the arresting police officer Cornelius Zulu testified that the opposition leader assaulted Ms. Malama while on duty when she ordered Mr. Tayali's wife to test the tea she had taken for him whilst in detention at Chilenja police station after the opposition leader was arrested and charged with defamation of President Hakainde Hichilema on October 1st, 2022. The state witness told the court that Mr. Tayali hit Ms. Malama with a tea flask on her face in frustration for ordering his wife to test the tea she brought, thereby occasioning her a swollen jaw as determined by a medical report, allegations the opposition leader denied. Before rendering judgment, defense lawyer Namuli of Messrs. Joseph Chira and Company pleaded for lenience with the court, explaining that Mr. Tayali was a first offender and that he is a father, husband and breadwinner of his family, and as such, imposing a harsh sentence would heavily impact the livelihood of his family. In passing judgment, Magistrate Aida Piri explained that although the matter is a misdemeanor, it is a serious case. As such, perpetrators must be punished to deter would-be offenders and sentence the opposition leader to pay a fine of 20,000 kwacha or a sentence of 9 months imprisonment if the money is not paid on Wednesday 31st January 2024. According to Section 250 of the Penal Code, the offense of assault occasioning actual bodily harm carries a maximum jail sentence of 5 years if one is found guilty and convicted. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Lusaka Magistrate Trevor Kasanda has issued a bench warrant against opposition Patriotic Front faction chairperson for information and publicity, Emmanuel Mwamba, who is reportedly attending a conference in the United States of America. This is in a matter he is facing 1 count of assault on a police officer. Allegations are that Mr. Mwamba on June 14, 2023 in Lusaka assaulted Detective Inspector Stephen Simwenda, an officer of the Zambia Police Service, while in the line of duty. When the matter came up for continuation of trial before Magistrate Kasanda Wednesday, neither Mwamba nor his sureties were present before court, prompting the court to issue a warrant of arrest retainable on February 8, 2024 and summoning of Mr. Mwamba's sureties. This is Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a break. Join us for more news after this break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Daren B. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Daren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
We continue with the news. The government has appealed to the private sector to come on board and help end the challenge of youth unemployment in the country. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts Elvis Nkandu says the government under the GRZ UN Joint Program on Youth has since partnered to engage over 1,500 youths to enable them to gain experience and improve employability. Speaking during a breakfast meeting on the GRZ UN Joint Program on Youth Wednesday morning, Mr. Nkandu says the government will soon launch the youth policy to further improve the lives of youths following the launch of the first ever State of the Youth report in late 2023. Meanwhile, UN Resident Coordinator Beatrice Mutali says that the United Nations Development Program is supporting 500 youths out of 1,500 engaged in internship, volunteer, apprenticeship and graduate programs. More in the following report.
Government has noted that ending youth unemployment requires active participation of the private sector. Speaking during a breakfast meeting with various private sector entities on the GRZ UN Joint Youth Program in Lusaka Wednesday morning, Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts Elvis Nkandu says youths are key to the country's national development. Mr. Nkandu says the GRZ UN Joint Youth Program Phase 1 has since recorded notable successes which can be built upon.
Successful start of the internship, volunteer apprenticeship and graduate program. Though obviously in every situation there could be one or two issues that may arise. We could also have some challenges in a very successful program. Over 1,500 youth were successfully placed in different government institutions in all the 10 provinces in the country.
And UN Resident Coordinator Beatrice Muntali says the organization through the program is supporting 500 youths.
To complement the initiative, as the United Nations, we in turn have also placed 33 interns and graduates in various UN agencies in Zambia, with the aim of also supporting them to get the skills and experience and give them the opportunities that will get them into the career ladder.
Meanwhile, some private sector players have called for practical measures to uplift the life of youths in the country who form up to 60% of the population.
You know, it's very unfair to the youths, to be honest. So all those youth deacons, youth pastors, youth what, they're not youths, they're old people. So that mindset has to change. Let's have them in the room, let's entrust them, let's begin to change.
If you don't extend financing to them to drive the economy, it's catastrophic. We're only able to do it because of data. But it's selfish for us to sit with this data and extend it as a product of mobile money. It should be a nationwide initiative.
It's pledged continued support to government to tackle youth unemployment with a call for relevant training in higher learning institutions as well as favorable business environment to enable them do so. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
The Center for Trade Policy and Development, CTPD, has commended the partnership among Zanaco, Worldview Institute and Bridging Gap Solutions to plant 1,200 trees worth 180,000 kwacha aimed at conserving the environment in Lusaka National Park. CTPD lead researcher, climate change and environment Solomon Mwampikita says the center holds that fighting the climate crisis is a responsibility of everyone, including the private sector, especially the financial sector, which has been identified as a key player in financing. Mr. Mwampikita notes that the rapid degeneration of forested areas such as Lusaka National Park, resulting from numerous anthropogenic activities, has led to biodiversity loss and posing a threat to livelihoods of local communities. He says such tree planting initiatives aligns with CTPD's mission to promote policies and contribute to the green growth agenda and improve the economic and social well-being of people. Mr. Mwampikita has since encouraged other organizations and individuals to follow the collective efforts of the three institutions in taking action to conserve the environment and reduce land degradation. Zambia is this year scheduled to host the 2024 Digital Government Africa DGA Summit from the 2nd to the 4th of October. Smart Zambia National Coordinator Percy Chinyama says government is pleased with a number of achievements made during the previous DGA Summit that was conducted in October last year. The Smart Zambia National Coordinator says the summit is a platform that invites other African countries to collaborate with Zambia to develop the digital sector. Mr. Chinyama said this when he signed 2 memoranda of understandings with Africa Brains and Visa International Service Association, who have partnered with the government in the preparation of the summit. Mr. Percy commended the duo's support, adding that the government will make sure this year's summit will be more practical to contribute to economic growth, job creation, and improve social services for citizens. Meanwhile, Africa Brains Chief Executive Officer John Glassy applauded Zambia for their efforts in the adoption of digital technologies in private service delivery. And Visa International Service Association Public Policy Director Sivia Taslov Senyuta said the association will work with the government to strengthen the Zambian portal in the inclusion of online payment.
So today I'm happy that at last we can announce to the nation that the 2024 DGA, all things being equal, will take place. Is it on the 2nd of October up to the 4th of October 2024? Let's clap for that. And this year we want to make sure that whatever we will think towards the DGA is pragmatic and it's practical to the 3 areas that I mentioned earlier on: economic growth, job creation, and social services for the citizens.
Both for the public sector, so that people in government can deliver better public services, and for citizens who receive better public services and have the instantaneous response. And it really does make a world of difference. And Zambia's progressively implementing this now. And the overall purpose of the summit is to bring everybody in Africa. Mr. Tembo mentioned, for example, you have the equivalents of Smart Zambia or e-government delivery units in the Office of the President, Ministries of Interior or Home Affairs for dealing with digital identity. We have the Ministries of ICT or Technology and Science for the infrastructure, and of course, the Ministries of Finance for electronic integration of payments, transactions, and the whole digitization of the financial infrastructure.
We as Visa want to reaffirm our commitment to Zambia, to the government of Zambia, and to people of Zambia, to support enablement of digital government ecosystem as well as cashless economy. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic stimulated lots of governments to reconsider how they work, how they're providing services, how they're interacting with people and with businesses.
We have international sports news coming up shortly after this break.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Daren B. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute serving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Daren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
And now in foreign news, residents were evacuated from small coastal towns near Cape Town in South Africa as wildfires swept down from surrounding mountains and burned out of control for a second day on Tuesday. Authorities ordered a full evacuation of Pringo Bay, a coastal village popular with holidaymakers about 80 kilometers from Cape Town. People evacuated parts of the nearby town of Betty's Bay on Monday. Wildfires are relatively common in the mountain ranges around Cape Town and further down the coast in the South African summer, but it's unusual for towns to be completely evacuated. The fires began Monday and were fueled by the hot, dry weather and strong coastal winds. Aneli Rabi, mayor of the Overstrand municipality that oversees the towns, said as many as 6 wildfires had broken out in the area. 4 had been contained or extinguished, she said, but 1 was heading straight for Pringo Bay. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
Residents were evacuated from small coastal towns near Cape Town in South Africa as wildfires swept down from surrounding mountains and burned out of control for a second day on Tuesday. Authorities ordered a full evacuation of Pringo Bay, a coastal village popular with holidaymakers about 80 kilometers from Cape Town.
I'm not exactly sure how many people have evacuated because many would prefer to rather stay home or go to families. I'm also a little concerned about those who have only holiday homes here and that they in fact may not know that it is problematic.
The fire began Monday and was fueled by the hot, dry weather and strong coastal winds. Wildfires are relatively common in the mountain ranges around Cape Town and further down in the coast in South African summer. But it's unusual for towns to be completely evacuated.
The Israeli war on Gaza continues. The north of Gaza is under siege. No relief aid has been delivered to the people here. Even when some aid is handed out, the Israeli forces target and kill innocent civilians lining up for food. We have all witnessed what happened in Al Kuwait Square. Here comes a role for the charity and relief agency to play, including the Algerian Al Baraka Society.
We are trying to lend a helping hand to more than 4,000 families trapped in the north of the Gaza Strip. We have partnered with other charity agencies to prepare those food packages. This is the work of charity organizations and benevolent individuals. We've been doing this since the beginning of the war. The totally besieged northern part of the Gaza Strip is on the verge of famine. This is a real plight, real suffering, real pain. Despite the Israelis' relentless bombardment, we are sparing no effort, handing out hot meals, buying and distributing basic food items, as you can see. I repeat, aside from Israel's merciless shelling, the northern part of the Gaza Strip is hunger-stricken.
This is the message of charity workers here in the north of Gaza Strip, which has been reeling under ruthless shelling and a tight siege. As Israel's war on Gaza continues, the north is on the verge of a famine. with no hope of any relief aid being delivered to the hunger-stricken part of the strip.
Zimbabwean opposition figure Jabsikala will soon walk a free man. A court on Tuesday handed the lawyer a 2-year suspended sentence for inciting public violence. The court ruled to free the activist who has spent nearly 600 days in pre-trial detention. The politician was detained in June 2022 following the killing of opposition activist Mo Blessing Ali. The former MP was accused of encouraging supporters to violently react to the murder of Ali. Jabsikala was convicted of inciting public violence on January 24th in Harare. He had denied the charge. His lawyer said Tuesday that he would appeal against the conviction. 51-year-old Sikala was kept in the Shikurubi maximum prison in Harare, which houses the country's most dangerous criminals. Former opposition parliament member Godfrey Sitole, with whom Sikala was convicted, was handed the same sentence Tuesday.
And our sports news, Morocco's national football team, the Atlas Lions, faced a crushing blow as they were eliminated from the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, after a 2-0 defeat against South Africa in the round of 16. The highly anticipated match had Moroccans eagerly following the game in cafes, restaurants and the fan zones. However, the outcome left fans disheartened, especially considering that Walid Regragui's team had been considered favorites in the tournament. Expressions of disappointment were palpable among supporters who had hoped for a different outcome. The defeat means the end of Morocco's journey in the AFCON, a tournament where they had high expectations. The team now faces a period of reflection and analysis to understand the challenges encountered and work towards future success. On the other side, South Africa's victory propels them into the quarterfinals, where they are set to face Cape Verde. The jubilant South African team displayed a commendable performance that secured their spot in the next stage of the competition.
It's over for the Lions of Atlas, eliminated from the round of 16 of the AFCON after the 2-0 defeat against South Africa. Moroccans who followed the match in cafes, restaurants or fan zones came out disappointed. A tough blow for Walid Regragui's men, who were touted as favourites in this tournament. I'm very disappointed with this match. They didn't play very well and missed several opportunities. Unfortunately, it was tough. I have no opinion to give. I'm upset and unable to speak after this elimination. We supported Morocco. We were fully behind them. But unfortunately, the game was complicated and South Africa played very well. We were there until the end, but they didn't make it. After this victory, South Africa will face Cape Verde in the quarterfinals of this AFCON.
To end the news, the top stories once again. Former President Edgar Lungu says his 2026 presidential run will depend on public demand. Court slaps Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI a 20,000 kwacha fine for assaulting a police officer. Fuel pump prices surge amid high cost of living. In international news, wildfires force evacuations of South African coastal towns. And in sports news, defeat against South Africa ends Morocco's AFCON hopes in the round of 16. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31. Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God. My name is Jeffrey Zambo and thank you for watching Camnet Television Main News. Good night.